YouTube, welcome everyone. Thank you for actually taking the time to connect with me, clicking on that thumbnail and being a part of this community. For all my subscribers, welcome back. Much love to y'all. And to the people who are seeing this video for the first time, thank you very much for taking the time to connect with me today. You know, here at Become Better, More Money, we're all about becoming better people and acquiring money in the process. So if you're part of this channel already, you already know how I am with introductions. I don't like to get long-winded. Y'all see the title, budget. Today, I'm here to set you on the right path. And I have enough confidence that by the end of this video, you should feel good about financial budgeting, whether it's something you want to implement in your life, whether it's something that you don't want to implement in your life and now you actually feel like you have the confidence to do it, or you just know more. So at the end of this video, financial budgeting will seem like something to you. What that will be is up to you. All right, let's go. Let's get started. So if y'all know me, y'all know I always got to tell some personal life stuff or a personal testimony of why I'm doing the video or how my video relates to my life and what I'm bringing to the channel whenever this is being recorded and I'm taking the time to connect with y'all. And financial budgeting personally has been something that I've always cared about, but never knew the direction to take because, once again, if you see my other videos talking about money and how I grew up with money, is it just being taboo and something that was whispered about around the house and never really was for kids. So I would see like my stepdad, my dad do things growing up, but it was never, hey, come in, I'm gonna put my, arm over your shoulder and actually show you these processes and, actually look at this. There was small moments I do remember noticing certain things, but I don't think it was drilled in my mind as much as other things were drilled in my mind. And I think because of that, my parents did their part. And now it's my time to do my part with my kids. So financial budgeting for me was never a scary thing, but more or less why is it important and why should I do this? And truly, how does it relate to money? And I think if you understand that, and that's what we're going to start off with today, is being able to understand why you need to do it in the first place. So if y'all see me looking down, got a couple of notes here, excuse me on that, but definitely want to structure this. I got the structure for y'all and being able to break down a couple of things. And there's a few things that I got in my mind that I feel like if you can look at financial budgeting from this perspective, you will have a greater insight on why it's important, why you need to do it, and what it can actually do to change your life. And then at the end, I got a couple of secrets for y'all, a couple of gifts for y'all. So stick around, stay to the end. So the main thing that I notice about financial budgeting in my life is, like all things, if you understand who I am and you've seen my channel, you understand how I really like identifying. And at the end of the day, why are we doing something? Like most people won't do things or stay with things if they don't know why they're doing it. Especially the older you get, depending on if you're caught in your habits, knowing why you did something really makes sense because you're a lot conscious of your time and your day and your energy. And, you start getting older, you don't have the same energy when you was younger. So you really got to know, like, why am I doing this? Why am I going out somewhere? Why am I connecting with you? Why are we in a relationship? Like the why is a lot more for you, or it should be as an adult. But I think if you can stay with that and let that permeate through all aspects of your lives, then you will have a lot more motivation to continue to do with something or put the brakes on something and not do it at all. So I think that's what we'll start off with today. Understanding why financial budgeting is important. And what I like to say is, what do you gain? What do you gain from financial budgeting? Because at the end of the day, it's like finance. We all know money. So finance is a part of money and money is a part of finance. So financial budgeting is pretty much the same, understanding and budgeting your expenses and budgeting your finances. But why though? So that's what we're going to write down today on the board. Is the first part about financial budgeting is understanding why. So why is the what? Excuse me, a little sloppy. Let me get that out of the way. So why is the what? It's going to be so lit when I can get one of them digital whiteboards, blackboards, y'all. So hopefully y'all stay around for that long. What do I gain? So what do you gain from financial budgeting? So let's just try to come up with a couple of things. So what I noticed from financial budgeting is when you look at financial budgeting, you look at an overall scope of what your money is meant to do. So if you look at the overall scope of what your money is meant to do, what it's meant to do for you, and how it aligns with what you want to do. So I think that's the first thing we'll put down here. My little top done ran off, y'all. So the first thing we'll put down here is, what is money meant to do? So I think that's the first thing that we have. Let me get this here. Move this a little bit down, give myself a little bit more space. So we focus on what our money is meant to do. Then we'll start looking at financial budget as this box that our money actually sits in, and we have it so we can control how much of it can actually go towards this thing. And this thing is different for everyone. But in the most basic level of humanity, I think the main things is you look at your car, so we know that's transportation. We'll look at food, and we know that's shelter. And we'll just put shelter with clothes and all that. So that's the basic things. Money is meant to do those things on the most simplistic level, on the most basic level. So money is meant to do these things for you off top, no matter who you is. If you're at a certain standard, these are the things that you want your money to do. But a lot of people are actually letting their money do these things, but still not financial budgeting. So they're just like, well, I do these things, but what's the point of I need a budget if I do those things? So what I've learned over time with financial budgeting is the point of financial budgeting in itself is to make sure that these things, which are the basic things that all people can take care of, are taken care of with ease first, Because there's a lot of people who have these type of things, but think about how many times do you know or heard of somebody that was having a hard time paying their car note, having a hard time paying their rent, having a hard time trying to pay for some groceries. Let's not even talk about being able to eat the groceries that you want to eat. And let's not talk about people who are getting government aid. And to those people, I don't know your situations. If that's where you're at in life, that's where you're at in life. You know, we all have to be in certain places in our life and utilize the resource that we have. But if what money was meant to do is just to take care of these things, and people who aren't doing financial budgeting is still having trouble with doing these things, then that's one area where financial budgeting can come in. So that's where you can understand, again, when you look at the relation to this first thing, what is money meant to do? Money's meant to take care of these things. But what do I gain by having financial budget? Well, I gain a level of ease to do what money is meant to do. So let's say, what do we gain for this first thing? So this little bracket, ease. So ease and reassurance. Reassurance. So cool. We got that banged out. I think that makes sense to everybody. First thing is understanding why. Financial budgeting, you hear, why do we have to do financial budgeting? Why is it good? Financial budgeting actually is a box or a housing or gives the parameters for your money to do what your money needs to do. What is the things that most people's monies need to do in the world, or let's just say where I'm at in America or in a certain level of society? The main thing that money is meant to do is car, food, shelter, clothes. Okay. And I think if you can just get a good grasp on those things, then you can start exploring. And we'll talk about other videos with investing and living a life to where you can have passive income and work from home jobs and truly work from home jobs to where, you know, it's actually a job that pays you a lot to work from home and you actually control your schedule. That's a whole nother video another time. But right now today, we're just working on becoming better at financial budgeting. So we're going to stick to the basics because most people don't understand the basics. So they start getting frustrated when they're trying to live like everybody else's lives, not realizing that most of them people that you see, they either hurting like you and they just putting what they want you to see out there in the world, or they actually really about that life and they got the basics down. So we're going to focus on the basics. So the main thing that the first reason I should say to start a financial budgeting is to recognize, what do you gain? What you gain at the end is the ease and reassurance of being able to make sure that your money can do what your money can do. And if you are having a problem with paying your car note on time, with paying your for your food, the quality of food that you want, you know, the shelter, the quality of shelter that you want. You know, I'm a firm person that if you have to save money to stay with multiple people for a while till you get to where you got to get, then stay with them. But at the same time, I feel that every human being, especially in America, should be able to stay by themselves and pay their own rent. Because you know what? If somebody else is hurt, then that one person come and move in with you. So let's say if all of us, it was 5 of us in a family, right? It was me, my brother, my sister, and let's say our parents are older, and it was 3 siblings. And if we all had our own crib and we didn't stay together, if an auntie or uncle or somebody else was hurt, somebody else can come stay in with somebody. But if we all staying in together and piling on top of each other, we never will have abundance and have enough to share because we already pushed to the capacity. So that's one reason why I believe that it's okay for one person to have enough for more than one, because you truly will never not have too much, because I mean, it's 8 billion people in this world and you know how your family is, you know how we are, it's 2025. So that's the main reason why I think that if you can start off at this basic level to take care of your car on your own, take care of your food on your own, take care of your shelter on your own, take care of your clothes on your own, then you'll be able to feel like you're abundant and you'll feel confident. And that's a whole nother level of self-development, personal growth in itself. So want to make sure everybody has this down and this makes sense, that no longer will you think financial budgeting is not an issue, because most likely if you're not doing this stuff with ease, then you need financial budgeting. I promise you, if you like, and honestly, if you're not to the point to where you got more than one car or your car is already paid for or is close to being paid for, then you need financial budgeting because of the words ease here, because of this word ease and reassurance that it will give you. And it's the math, the calculations, which we'll talk about in the end. So hopefully y'all got that down. I don't like to sound super redundant on my channel, but I just really want to harp in and really tap into what really matters and make sure people are understanding that, like, okay, man, I didn't have financial budget before, but y'all need to look at yourself and like, can you pay your car note with ease every month? Could you pay your car note 2 months in advance? Financial budgeting will be able to do that for you and show you how to do that. Because, and I'll throw something else in here, which I'll actually put that in the second part because it'll connect. I won't even bunch it into all of this. So with that being said, I do want to get to the second part, y'all, because I want my information to be precise. One thing that's keeping people from not seeing what the gain of it is this. The second thing that's important that I had to understand, which I don't think I struggle with this as much as I think a lot of people do, but this one is important because hopefully y'all can see this. This one's important because I think a lot of times what we do is we hesitate to start a financial budget because it is a budget is a prison. I think this is a big problem. Y'all see that? A lot of people don't want to do a budget and start a budget because most people think that, oh, they hear a budget like, oh, I can't do this. If I budget, then I can only go so far. I can only do so much. People hear a budget and they hear bondage. They hear being trapped. They hear being blocked. But instead of hearing blocked and trapped, I hear a box that your money sits in and is protected to make sure that no matter what, this money that's meant to do what it's meant to do will do it, because you have these parameters set up to as far as where you need to go with this. And honestly, if the only 2 ways to really become and get on the path of financial freedom, and once again, if you're on my channel, you know we're all personal development in its relation to being able to help you become financially free. So if you don't understand that you should be able to either raise your income or lower your expenses and live in the gap, you will never get money. You will never get money, and you will never have enough money to become financially free. Those are only 2 ways, because the gap is what you invest, and that you cannot get wealthy from just a job. Even people who you see work for companies for a long time, they were given equity within the startup companies at an early stage, and then they eventually blew the company up. And when the company went public, they had a piece of it. That ownership gave them that millions of dollars that they had when they went public, and they got it. So they still didn't get paid strictly from being in a job. They got paid from investing. So honestly, if you're not somebody who just knows how to make more and just is so resourceful that you can consistently make more and don't have to worry about your output, which is another point I got here, then you need to worry about the saving part. But you can't save if you don't have parameters to know when to say yes, when to say no, when to stop, and when to go, in which financial budgeting is that. Financial budgeting is that traffic light that says, okay, it's green. You can spend. Oh, you didn't spend too much. It's red. Stop. Even yellow, like you need to slow down. You starting to get a little bit close to a stop sign, to the red light. You need to slow down. You need to stop. So I think a lot of times people see budget as a prison. They see the word budget as a prison, when in reality, you should see the word budget as a box that keeps your money safe. Because this box right here won't even let you get out of it. This box won't let you get out. So let's just say this box that your money, this box that has the label budget on it, has every dollar of where each dollar needs to go to make sure you got this down first. And then I'll talk about later on how we can implement other things of areas beyond the basic level of living. Because what's the point of life if you can't have fun and do the things that you want to do? But let's just say this box with the label budget on it, has barbed wire, electricity out on the outside of it. You can't even get into it because the money's already gonna go where it needs to go without you having to manipulate it and move it. That is the point. It's not a prison to stop you from doing certain things. It actually is helping you and freeing you up to be able to make sure that you feel reassured about the things that you're supposed to do, so eventually you can do the things that you want to do. This budget box is the box that can open you up to freedom. So we'll put that. The budget allows you the reassurance. Again, we'll use that word again. To do what you need. I put need, and then just for the sake of the space on the board, I'll just shorthand a little bit. And want. That's it. If you look at budget from that and say, man, you know what? Everything within this box for the month of January is everything that I need to do. It got me. You know what I'm saying? I know where the $10 need to go here, 20 need to go here, 40 need to go there. And if I go beyond that, I just need to realize, oh, well, it ain't nothing that needs to be taken care of. That's something that don't need to be taken care of. And that shouldn't even exist. But you have to understand why and what you're gaining from that. And I think if we understand that at the end of the day, y'all, finance is your physical freedom. As in, money is literally your physical freedom. And I said this before on my last video, and I'm going to make sure y'all can check that out. Y'all check that out right there, and y'all be able to connect with that. In that last video that I talked about on Financial Fridays, we talked about being able to understand the power of how finances and money is literally only your physical freedom. And if you're not free mentally, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're not free spiritually, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're not free emotionally, it doesn't matter how much money you have. So if everybody can actually see that the word budget is freedom, then you will start looking at everything else differently, because you say, you know what? If I have control over my money, then I have control over my freedom. But most people don't have control over their money, so they don't have control over their freedom, so they don't have control over their life they have. Because if you have control of your freedom, then you actually have control over where you go to work, how you work, when you show up for work, when you make your money, how much money you spend. Because all of that has to do with your physical freedom, as we just mentioned. So I think it's important to look at money that way, that it's not a prison, y'all. Not money, but a budget. It's not a prison. It's not stopping you from how far you can go. It's actually just giving you the parameters that you need to be able to stay within, to make sure that you're taking care of what you need to take care of. And then once you learn how to take care of a strong foundation, then you can expand. Why you think people are so miserable on Monday is because, first of all, they don't have the freedom, like I just mentioned, to do the control that they want, to be able to go where they want to go, live how they want to live, have the money they want to have. So they're miserable Monday through Friday. So when Friday comes, they're just feeling trapped. Like, oh my God, it's like a person breaking out of jail. It's like, you don't know what to do if you break out of jail. You're just going to run and go crazy and go everywhere. And then by the time you realize you got to go back to prison or go back to what you thinking in your mind is prison, you're like, oh man. So which prison would y'all like? Would you rather have the prison of a budget or prison of a job that you don't like? Simple. Which prison would you prefer? The prison of a job that you don't like, that you've chosen to go to, or the prison of a budget that you actually probably choosing to not want to do because you're thinking it's a prison, or choosing to do, realizing that, hey, this is my freedom. It's just giving me the parameters that I need to show me how far I can go. And then once I get this down, I can expand and I can grow. So I'm sure y'all got that. Hopefully y'all do. If not, let's hit the comments. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like, man. Share this to a friend that you actually talk to. And y'all probably talk about money, but never really talk about, how to make more money, or make sure you're taking care of the money you already have. So the next thing we got is, which is really this is the fire thing. I think I got 3 for y'all. See if I can squeeze this in. 4. I don't know if I can see this, but oh well, we got it. We getting better with time every single day, I swear. So the third thing I got for y'all is, once you know how to budget, and this is the part that I'm gonna start talking about, the fun stuff, going on the trips and the stuff people like to do, going to eat out, the nice food, the surf and turf, all that. Once you budget your life, you only have to worry about, I don't like the word worry, but I just put that there. I would say worry about budgeting your business. So the reason why I say this, y'all, because this is fun. 1 second, I gotta get this top real quick from over here. You know what I'm saying? And my bad, y'all. Excuse the little intermission. I gotta get some water. Thank y'all for being with me, and if you're still here, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. But one thing I want y'all to understand, that this is the fun part. I think people would think more fun. To me, it's all fun, but I think this is the part that actually make people excited when they're going from like, okay, why am I doing this? What am I gaining? Cool, I understand what I'm gaining. A budget is not a prison. A budget is something that can actually help me become more free. And then the free part is when you start actually being able to expand. Because once you understand how to get your budget and life together, budgeting your life is way easier than trying to budget and do the financial statements on a running business, or a business that's about to go bust that you're trying to make become something, or a business that haven't even got off the ground yet. So if you understand that if you budget your life properly, the only thing that you have to worry about is budgeting your business, because the game is freedom. And if you create a system that's taking care of your life, you don't have to worry about taking care of your small bills. Like, for instance, I got a few, I'm nowhere near where I know I'm gonna be eventually, to where I get to the point where I don't even have to think about, cars and house payments and all that stuff. But I still have gotten to the point to where I can master it enough to where I don't even have to think about a phone bill. I don't have to think about, I got a few subscriptions. I haven't thought one time about canceling any of them. It's because I've understood financial literacy with a few of my assets, stock investments, my investment portfolio, and the money I get from that. It takes care of that. So I've created a system to where it's like, okay, I've created my budget in my own life. So I know where to put my money. I know where to invest now, because I understood, hey, what am I doing it for? It's not a prison. I understand that when I get this money, I can take care of the little small foundation. So now I can invest and go put it in different places. So now, because I do that, I have a system that takes care of a few of my bills in my regular life. So I don't even have to budget those numbers. Like, I don't even look at those numbers. And that's the fun part about it, because then you start to get to live to have fun. You're like, well, I got the basic part of my life down. I got the basic budgets in my life, my car, my crib, my clothes, and my car, crib, clothes, and my food. I have those things down. Let's start trying to put some other stuff in. Let's think about, investing or getting my craft. Let me go try to get better at, making books. Let's go get a Canva membership, or let me go out here and I want to have more fun. Like, let me make sure I can afford my Disney Plus and have a couple of more subscriptions, or let me get a gym membership. I want to go be a part of a different community where they get money, and let me go get a high-end gym membership. I'm investing into my body. Let me, go invest and get a new credit card, put some money down. Now I got some flight mileage. Let me go. It's like different things that you can do, and none of them really have to do with the basic level of living, because you got to the point to where you can take care of the basic things in your life to where you actually can say, you know what, I can invest now and I can work on the system, because if you have to show up to receive your money, then you're still not free. And that's actually one of the quotes from Money is Art book. I know I keep plugging that in there, but I promise you, I'm a man of my word. Soon y'all will see me with it, holding it in my hand. But if you have to show up to get your money, your presence is needed for you to receive your money on the spot, then to a certain extent, you're still not free, because you still have to be present. It's not passive income. So the goal is to create a system to where you can do it, you can set it, you forget it. Plenty of people are doing it all over. The most I've ever done with it yet is just within investments in the stock market, all that stuff. But that's people who do it on YouTube. It's people who literally make YouTube videos and they still get paid from it. So there you go. The thing y'all watching me on, y'all obviously know that that's a system. So people are actually not having to even worry about their light bill, their car bill, because they're like, well, I created a system on YouTube. So now YouTube just pays for all that stuff. And that's what it is. So that's the fun part about a budget, that I guarantee you the people who really making money in YouTube, and I'm gonna keep using YouTube as a system since it's the one that we can all obviously relate to the most because we own it right now. But the people who are making money with YouTube and they're budgeting their YouTube dollars that they receive and it's paying for their bills, I guarantee you they not worried about how much their light bill costs. I guarantee you they're not worried about how much multiple cars they probably have. I guarantee you, because they understood how to budget their life right first to have those things, to be able to have the bandwidth, the time, the energy, the money to invest into a system that gave them the opportunity to say, you know what, I started off budgeting my life. I started off budgeting my life in the beginning, and then eventually I learned how to budget a business. I learned how to do the numbers on a business. I learned how to understand the expenses on a business, the cap expenditures on a business. So businesses will always free you. Systems will always free you, and freedom is the goal, y'all. So hopefully y'all got that down. The next thing to do that I learned about that helped me with becoming better at a financial budget is just fucking start, just start now. Like, that's the thing that I learned about it. And that's short and sweet. That's short and sweet and to the point. Just start now. And I'm gonna put that in big letters. Like, don't wait. Start now, y'all. Just start now. Start now. Just don't think about like, oh, I got this under control. Because let's go back to the first thing. If you are having any type of problems paying your car note, paying your food, paying your shelter, paying your clothes, any issues, I'm talking about any level of, man, this might be late this month. You need to get into a financial budget, because you know what, even for the longest time, even when I started financially budgeting, I was simultaneously working on my financial budgeting and my financial philosophy, because all of this is philosophy. And I still was having issues where I was like, oh, dang, man, I done spent too much money on food. You know what I'm saying? I done spent too much. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm going to tell you, I kind of don't have no budget with food. I do, but I don't, because I kind of go over it just on purpose, because food is health and wealth to me, and health and wealth and wellness. And I would never like compromise on food. Like, I'd rather say I ain't buy clothes in a year because I ate good. I'm that type of guy. Like, my kids are straight when it comes to clothes and getting them things and stuff like that. But for myself, I might fall back on something just for the sake of having like the top end food. So, but I say that to say that get started, because even when you get started, you're gonna be like, dang, I was only supposed to spend $100 a week, but I spent $200. But as long as you know the number, that's the thing. Know the number. Another quote from the Money is Art book. I can't tell you which one it is. I think out of the 10 core quotes, I think that's like number 5. Know the number, y'all. Know the numbers. I had to have a conversation with my cousin. I don't know, whenever you watch it, if you rock, hopefully you get to see this cousin Buzzo. But I was telling him, I was like, bro, you can ask me about every expense I had for the last year, and I can guarantee you I can tell you where every penny went, y'all. I want you to get so confident with your financial budget that if somebody asks you where every penny went within the last year, you can tell them. You can show them. Tell them, then show them, or show them, then tell you. But at the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, they're going to know. Either way, whichever one you want to put first. But I want y'all to be that confident. So just start now. Don't be afraid. Realize that every second that you spend, kind of like something we talk about in the options trading world, time decay. You letting that theta eat you. And for all those who know, you really know. You letting that time decay. So the more time that you wait on figuring out where your money is going, it's just flying. And you're going right back to the corporate plantation. You're going right back to the real prison, because you're not taking care of the thing that people think is a prison, which is the budget. So I don't want to beat that with a stick, but I feel like y'all understand that. Start now. And the last thing, y'all, is I want to share, y'all, today is a couple of different tools and resources, y'all. Y'all know how I am about the tools and the resources. So a couple of different tools and resources that I want to be able to share with y'all on here is one. Let's see if I can get this up. One I feel is one that's a good one is every dollar by Dave Ramsey. So I'm gonna try to throw them up in there so y'all can see it. If not, then y'all got me. But so Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey is a good one. Mint by Intuit is a good one too. MINT. Mint by Intuit is a good financial budget. But honestly, you can go on there and put Google 2024 good financial budgets. But I personally use Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey, and I think that's really a good one. Another tool and resources, just honestly, like live in your calculator. Like live in your calculator. Go in between your calculator and your calendar. Your calendar is a good one, a really, really, really good one as well. And I think your calendar is a good one because if you understand how important to know the times and the dates of what your budget is, then you will be more confident on saying, you know what, today this bill comes out, I'm good. Oh, next week, you know what, this bill of 145 comes out next week, I'm sitting at 165. Oof, I don't know if I want to get all the way down and just have a $20 little difference, but I'll wait. So when I say know your numbers as in finance, but also know your numbers as in time. Just know your numbers all over. Because at the end of the day, most people are still in the time per hour, hour per minute, yearly, annual salary. Even people who get salaries, you still like, well, you get paid $125,000 a year, $250,000. They still show the correlation and the connection between income and over a certain amount of time period. Now, when you can break that concept, then that's when you live in life. You live in life when time is no longer connected to the amount of money that you receive, because time is a limited resource for humans. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much for anything, but for humans that we know of, time is limited for us. So if you're basing your income and you want to have a limitless amount of money, pretty much, then you're always limited if your presence has to be there and if you're connecting your money with your time, because you only have so much. So just to wrap that up, y'all know how I like to say with a little cajita and put a bow on the top. Start off with understanding why and what you will gain from financial budgeting. And then understanding that what you will gain is ease and reassurance to know that you can take care of the basic things and eventually be able to spend. Second is understanding that a budget is not a prison, y'all. It is not a prison. It's actually a box that contains the parameters for how much money you need to take care of, so you can actually have the freedom to know which way you can go to take care of the things that you need to take care of, which is actually the freedom. And then third is understanding to budget your life, so then you can get the habits to eventually budget a business, which is a system which can eventually pay for all of your things that you want to pay for, so you don't have to worry about budgeting your life no more, because the system that you created actually pays for all of the bills, and you can just sleep well and not know how much any of your bills cost, because you know it's already being paid for because of the system that you created. And then start now, subscribe now. And then lastly, y'all, some tools and resources. Like I said, you can easily just go on Google. You can see certain things like financial budgets, apps 2024, 2025. Take some time. I think Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey, EVERY, dollar, and it's by Dave Ramsey. Everybody knows Dave Ramsey. That app is the one I prefer. That's the one I use. If you can use that in tandem with your calculator and your calendar to understand where money's supposed to be spent within a certain amount of time. And they have that in the Everyday Dollar. Most, I'm sure, financial budget apps have dates on it, but it's something about being able to see the calculator all at once. I mean, not the calculator, but it's something about being able to see the calendar all at once and expanding the dates and the weeks to be able to see where each day has to have a certain bill on it, and then understanding where that fits in your financial budget. So hopefully y'all understand the power behind financial budgeting, and hopefully after you're done watching this, you will feel like you have become better at financial budgeting, because here, you know how I feel. When you become a better person, you can make more money. And I truly, truly believe that, y'all, that the road to wealth is the road by personal development, and one that can be started with yourself. So thank you for connecting. I really, really appreciate y'all. Again, y'all check out the description. The link to my author page is in there. Haven't been pushing it yet because I'm not really releasing any of the books, but if y'all just so happen to fall on there and order one, cool, it's yours. You're on Amazon, they're everywhere. But yeah, just check it out, see what y'all got going on there. Check that Become Better 101 playlist as well, but y'all should be able to see that in the end videos right here. So much love. Remember to stay well, be conscious, and write your world into existence. Love.